in a one. Let's throw your shoulders out. Dip. The energy is up here. Y'all, come on now. Y'all hear it. You can hear it in my voice. You can see it in my saute. Oh, you know what I did forget? Well, actually, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because I'm now good at editing, I can put it in the video post-production. You feel me? I'm just like that now. But, oh, wow. The energy's up here. The energy's up here. I haven't even cracked on into the episode. This is gonna be I can feel it. This is gonna be a great episode. This is gonna be a great episode. Let me just play with. I don't have any headphones on, so I can't tell whether or not this is getting everything it needs to. But excuse me, hopefully it is because I turned it up like peak line gain. So hopefully I can chill back type beat and like chill back here and kind of like relax into my space but y'all still be able to pick up on the audio. So for my audio people out there, hello how y'all doing? For my video people out there, welcome back. I know y'all come on now, I know y'all missed me. Y'all mess with the glasses? Yeah, these is the old pair. I couldn't find. I have a like clear pair. Couldn't find them, so I had to bring out the Malcolm X's. I had to bring out the Malcolm X's Ray-Bans. You feel me? But anyways, we gonna open this up. I spelled that entirely wrong. But we gonna open this up. So I was on Twitter before I pressed record. I was on Twitter. Why was I on Twitter? Because Twitter is a cesspool for the internet, but it's also like Twitter. Like if you're actively on Twitter, it is the bowels of the internet. There's just opinions upon opinions upon opinions and upon out of pocket thinking, bro. Just last episode I said just hear me out equals diabolical behavior. It's nothing but diabolical behavior on Twitter. It's nothing but just hear me outs. It's nothing but just like Twitter is literally just the site for let him cook. Don't ever let bro cook, because I promise you they're not cooking on Twitter. They're not Chef Ramsaying it up. They're not Bobby, is it Bobby Boufflé or Bobby Fouflé? Bobby Filet? What is bro's name? They're not Bobby Himalayans in up. They're not doing that on Twitter. Everybody just has different opinions. Just hear me out, diabolical opinions. It's a cesspool. But I was on it nevertheless because it cracks me up, bro. Anyways, so I'm on Twitter, right? And I'm going through trying to look for some stuff for the podcast because I'm like, why not? You can never get too much social media, you feel me? Unless you got too much social media. And so I'm going through and I stumble upon this, like, it's kind of a thread, but it's more like a trending topic, right? Of this, I believe he's from Oklahoma. I'm not entirely sure. I believe he's from Oklahoma. I got to do that research myself now. But it's this freaking QB, 2024 QB, high prospect, right? I'm about to pull it up right now. He's from Ole Miss. My fault. He's an Ole Miss football player. New QB commit, right? Let me tell y'all something, all right? Now, I wasn't the smartest in school, not because I couldn't be the smartest, but simply because I don't care enough about studying in school, bro. I just don't. If it doesn't interest me, I genuinely don't care. And a lot of the stuff that they was teaching me in school, I did not care. But despite all of that, I paid attention in class and I got A's and B's and straight A's and all that stuff like that. So I was a great academically excelled student, right? I ended up graduating with like a 4.3, right? 4.3 GPA. This Ole Miss commit puts all that to shame, bro. Bro graduated with a 5.34 GPA. I didn't even know that GPAs went above until I saw my GPA. I didn't even know GPAs went above 4. So he not only graduated with a 1.34 above what I thought you could get. He's an Ole Miss commit. He's a football player. That absolutely tears down. He's a 5.34 GPA having Ole Miss commit. That tears down all of the stereotypical, like, oh, you're a football player, well, your GPA has to, like, somebody's doing your stuff for you, right? Your GPA can't be good because they want you to. Nah, he tore all of that down. The tweet says a 5.34 is absurdly good. Absurdly good? Good? That's what we're calling that? That's what we're calling a 5.34 is absurdly good. Let me give you 5 seconds to just kind of let that sink into your chest. It's just absurdly good. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. You could have went to any school with a GPA like that. You could have went to every school Harvard, who's that? Yale, who's that? Princeton, what's that? Berkeley, they're at my dinner table. Like, you could have went to any school, but you went to Ole Miss. Football at that. You could have went to Bama. Ohio State, my personal favorite, you know. A&M. UT, UCLA, USC, any of the top rankings, bro, with a 5.34 GPA. I don't know about this. I ain't seen bros like he's a freshman, mind you. But anyways, I ain't seen bros like any reels or anything. I don't watch high school football. I have no interest outside of college football because of Ohio State. Anyways, but a 5.34 GPA, bro. What is your name? What is your name, real quick? What is bro's name? Austin Simmons. What high school did he graduate from? It don't say. It don't say. He's a 4-star QB. That's crazy. That's wild. Anyways, Austin Simmons. Shout out to you, bro. Keep up the good I'm a always champion academics. Cause you gotta have something going on up here, bro. You have to. The physical is gonna wear out eventually. Everybody has their ticking date when it comes to physicality, bro. Everybody has their ticking date. But as long as this stays intact, honestly, as long as your mind stays intact, your physical can kind of keep up. I'm just saying, if your mindset is in the right place to keep your physical up, then your physical will stay intact. So keep this sharp. With a 5.34 GPA, bro, you gonna make it in life. You feel me? You gonna make it in life. I've never even known it can. Even if crazy enough, even when I realized, okay, cool, it can go up to a 5. Like they can put it on a 5-point scale. You can go above a 5? You can already go above a 4, but now you can go above a 5? Oh, God. But anyways, all that aside, welcome back. It's officially episode 15. Episode 15 of the Your Story podcast with yours truly, Rodney J. Salter. Now, I will say this. So, in there, right, I have to cut it short. Actually, no, I'm going to cut this portion short. Let the applause track do what it needs to do. As we close. This, this, anyways, let the applause track do what it does. Again, if you don't have an applause track, get one. Get one. Download one. They're free. Download one on your browser and get one. Get an applause track for your ringtones on your phone. Get an applause track. You need to be clapping for yourself, bro. Clap for yourself. Shake that foot. Anyways, if you're watching me, right, if you're interacting with my face right now, that means you're on YouTube. Which means if you're on YouTube interacting with my face right now, then do me a favor, interact with the video as well. I think I'm recording this right now, so I believe the subscribe button is right here. And then the bell is also over here. I think everything, honestly, is over this way. And if it's not, then it's over this way. But either way it goes, you're 15 episodes in. Also, if you're on YouTube, you know how YouTube works. If you click the video, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe so I can say what's up to you. You feel me? Like the video so I can say what's up to you. You feel me? Hit the bell so that way the next time I press record, you know, and I can say what's up to you. That's it, you know? That's all you gotta do. I'll give you 5 seconds. Cool. If you're listening to me, as far as audio, like if you didn't have the chance, right? Because again, I'm only taking up a lunch period. All right, I'm only taking up your lunch period. It's for the next 45 to 50. You got me, right? But if you weren't able to listen, interact with my face, and you just wanted to listen to the voice, look, everybody needs some ASMR in their life, you know? I'll try to tone it down for you. I'll try not to peek in your microphone so much, in your headphones so much, but everybody needs some ASMR. So if you join me here on the audio tip, thank you for joining me for one, right? Same for video. Thank you for joining me. And for two, hit that like button, hit that follow button, because I know you're on Spotify if that's the case, right? Hit the like button, hit the follow button, and then give me a rating. You got to give me a rating, because I went on there the other day, that show said no rating. You know how that made me feel? Do you know how that made me feel? I picked up that guitar over there. I started playing Ain't No Sunshine. Come on now. Hit the rating. 5 stars is preferred. But honestly, whatever you give me, say it with your chest. Hit the follow button. There's a bell on Spotify too. Hit the bell so you know when I'm uploading these audio versions and these video versions. But with that being said, right, if you're on the audio, go ahead, take 5 seconds. Also, yeah, if you're on the audio, go ahead, take 5 seconds, go to the video, go to the YouTube version, like, subscribe, bell, and then come back to the audio so you can listen to my voice, right? Just saying. But we've introed the video, we're going to go ahead and get into this body whole shot, you gotta celebrate Hawaii. They doing, I'm sorry, on behalf of Ezra Miller, I'm sorry that they were doing, bits to y'all in Hawaii, but I was down there for like 4 or 5 days. I had so much fun. But anyways, we're going to take this shot. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa adentro. I think I did that wrong. I think it's pa centro, pa adentro. But either way it goes. Here we go. Somebody at my job, right? They asked me, because occasionally we get into drinks, right? I try not to talk about how much I drink. I don't have a problem, all right? I don't have a drinking problem. But even if I did, Midland, Odessa, is it Midland, Odessa? Or is it, the artist said, people say I got a drinking problem. Then he said, that ain't no reason to stop. Then at the end, right, I'm not going to get through the whole chorus, but at the end he said, people say I got a drinking problem, but I got no problem drinking at all. Just saying. So, anyways, we were talking about drinks, right? Talking about alcohol, because that's what you do when you're legal age and you can drink it and buy it for yourself, right? If you're under 21, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. But if you're my age bracket and up, we talk about drinks, right? And I was telling them, yeah, like whiskey's my favorite, favorite drink to have. And she was like, whiskey? I was like, yeah, Irish whiskey. Tell her more, dude. You feel me? Get you some. But I was like, yeah, Irish whiskey. That's my favorite, right? Until I find something else to replace it. By the way, well, that's one of my favorites. Anyways, she's like, whiskey? And I was like, yeah, whiskey. She's like, straight? I was like, yeah. She don't know. She don't know. Sometimes I'll be chasing it. Sometimes sometimes I have to look out for my liver. Either way it goes, right? It's disgusting. She's like, straight? And I was like, yeah, straight. Like, what's wrong? She was like, you got issues? And in that moment, I was like, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Because my first interaction with alcohol, my first interaction when I could buy alcohol for myself was whiskey. Whiskey gives you, and I don't mean to go on a tangent here, but I have to, right? Because we took a shot. It gives you a slow burn, a slow jarring burn, right? You can see it on my face how it burns, right? But it gives you a slow jarring burn. That's a lot better for me, right? It sits a lot better in my chest than say like tequila or vodka, right? Or any of those other stuff. It's like that stuff is straight rubbing alcohol. Isopropyl 96% rubbing alcohol. I don't want that. I don't want my chest to feel on fire, bro. I really don't. That's why I don't. I try to stay away. Like, don't give me no Smirnoffs. Don't give me no Grey Gooses. Don't give me none of that stuff. Definitely don't give me no Pink Whitney. No, what's it called? New Amsterdam. Don't give me none of that. Don't give me none of that. None of that stuff. I don't do vodka and tequila. I can only have that in social settings. I'm not gonna go out and buy a bottle of tequila. You miss me with that, because that is also it's also rubbing alcohol. It's just, instead of 96% isopropyl, it's like 85% isopropyl alcohol. But either way it goes, I don't want my chest and my throat to burn in tandem when I drink alcohol. Only in social settings when I'm trying to feel the effects of the party in the next 2 seconds, right? But with whiskey, it sits in you longer, right? And it's kind of a slow process to get to the party. But that's what I like. I like to warm up my body, right? Tequila is gonna get you. Tequila and vodka, they gonna get you straight to it. I don't need that, right? I like to chill. I'm a chill person. I like to chill. I want my alcohol to chill with me. Don't give me no, just no. But in recognition of Hawaii and celebratory shots, we took some whiskey. And no, I don't have issues. I just like it. That's the first shot I had today. It's the only shot I'm having today. So, either way it goes. But to hop into these topics, right? Happy Monday, right? For y'all, a couple of things that happened. But in the anime world, right? In the anime world, oops, I don't need that actually. So yeah, a couple of things that happened as far as anime goes, right? The big one though, that a lot of people in my circle have been waiting for, is the Black Clover movie has dropped on Netflix, right? That 1.5 hour special, it wasn't really special, but that 1.5 hour film, Black Clover and the Sword of the Wizard King, has finally dropped on Netflix. It dropped Friday, the 17th, right? I Yeah, I think it dropped Friday the 17th on Netflix, right? Great watch, right? Great watch. If I had to give it a rating, I'm gonna be honest. I expected more, right? And it didn't really give me what I was looking for. That was for thumbnail purposes only. That pause was for thumbnail purposes only. But it didn't really give me what I was looking for in a Black Clover. One, in a film, right? In a Netflix film, right? And two, in a Black Clover film. Because there were some parts in there, and I'm spoiler warning. If you haven't seen, if you have no interest in it, that's fine too. But spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? There were certain parts in there, right? Such as Austin. I mean, this is like a reoccurring thing, but where Austin and Yuno kind of fight in the beginning, right? At the festival, and then towards the end, right? At the end of the movie, there were parts in there mixed also within the movie that I was just like, y'all should have fleshed this out more. And then there were other parts in there where I'm like, y'all could have died down, right? And this is one of those movies where you could kind of tell, which is surprising to me because they spent damn near, like, Black Clover took a hiatus like 2-3 years ago, I want to say. They took a hiatus in like 2021, 2022. So like maybe 2-3 years ago, right? I'm getting my dates mixed up, but I'm pretty sure they stopped filming as far as the manga, I don't know. But as far as the anime, I'm pretty sure they stopped filming that or stopped making that in 2021, I want to say. So like 1 to 2 years maybe, right? It's been a while. It's been at least 1 year. I know that for sure. But they were working on this film, right? And it's funny that they were working on this. It's funny how this film kind of came out, because for them to have this long to work on this film, it felt rushed, right? Like within the first, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, right? So the first 4 minutes is a flashback, right? It's a flashback battle, which is fine. It's how usually all shonen animes happen, right? It's a flashback battle where they open up with the battle. Naruto the is it the last? Yeah, Naruto the last. It's no. In the Naruto Boruto movie, right? It's a battle. In the Naruto last, it's always a battle going on in shonen. Even in One Piece films, whatever the case may be, there's always a battle going on in the first like 4 or 5 minutes, right? Which is fine to me. It's fine to me, right? But two things, right? The villain was lackluster, right? What was his name? Conrad? The villain was lackluster. It's a past Wizard. What is this thing with Wizard Kings, anyways? Anyways, it's a past Wizard King who somewhere in his mind, right, something traumatic happens to him and he's like, I gotta kill everybody, right? One-dimensional reason. It's always one-dimensional. His powers, one-dimensional. He has the power to use keys to snatch people's stuff. He's a thief. He's just a thief. One-dimensional magic power. Like he was a very one-dimensional character, and I did not like him as a villain. Right? He didn't have any depth to him at all. It was very just like cut and dry, right? There was no with most villains, right, that they've put out. Well, Black Clover doesn't really do right by their villains, but with most villains that shonen animes put out, it's you can more or less like empathize with a certain part, right? But they don't do that with him. They introduce him, right? And then they don't really realize his methods to his madness until literally an hour into the film. So at that point, you're already like, I don't like this dude, right? You're already like, I don't like this villain, whatever the case may be. And they don't even necessarily like they toy with it. They toy with his motives, right? So they don't even really give you enough time to sit with it. So either way it goes, he was a one-dimensional villain, right? One-dimensional villain. And then, like I said, 5 minutes into the film, like 4 or 5 minutes into the film, right? They've introduced the villain, right? So it's one of those things where it's like you don't get time to they start off with a battle, right? The next scene is a festival. It's always a goddamn festival. The next scene is a festival, right? Where like a gladiator style festival. And then immediately the scene, like, literally not even 4 or 5 minutes into, or like 2-3 minutes into the festival, right? You introduce the big bad. Lame. Lame. And a lot of people on Twitter were saying, and I personally believe this, a lot of people were saying the animation carried this film. And I'm not one to even argue against that, because the animation was dope, right? And there were some parts where I was like, yo, this is decent, right? But no. The storyline, if nothing else, if you don't hook me with the storyline, I'm off your whole thing. I was ready to cut it off. Honestly, after they introduced him within the first like 10 minutes of the movie, I was ready to cut it off. They tease us with the little Asta versus Yuno. They tease us with that battle, and then they introduce the big bad. I wanted to lock the whole thing. I wanted to lock the entire thing. But the animation definitely carried this. So that's why I give it like if I had to rate it, I would give it like I don't even know. I would give it like I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10 because the animation was goated, right? The animation was goated. And then one thing I really liked about this film is that they actually, even though the main character Asta is always getting his ass beat, right? And they did more or less like an ass pull to make him win. Even though that was the case, with their side character, they did a lot of ass pulls. I'm gonna be honest. they did a lot of ass pulls, but with their side characters, right? With your Noels, with your Merelionas, I forget how to say her name, Big Sis Fuegaleon, whatever her name is, the fire girl, right? The fire captain or fire, I don't know. Her, right? With your Yunos and your Yamis and your side characters, they actually gave them those side characters more screen time in the film. If I'm being honest, they gave them more screen time and more limelight in the film. Although Asta was, the ultimate, the main character is always going to be the ultimate deciding factor. So although bro was the ultimate deciding factor, they gave their side characters, right? They gave their side characters more of an important role, right, in this film. So that's what I rate that, because not a lot of anime films do that, right? They literally just harp on the main character and they go from there, right? They flesh everything around. Everybody else is literally just supporting. They don't have limelight like that. These people did, right? 2. The other reason why I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Big Sis Merelion, Fire Girl. Oh my God. She may go down as the strongest character in Black Clover, period. What do you mean that she was the only other one? Everybody else had to face a Wizard King, right? With other people, right? Which is fine, right? I'm not bashing that. They had to do what they had to do, right? They needed the support. She was the only one, and obviously Asta, but that's an ass pull. Again, another ass pull. And even then at the end, he had to have help from other people. Big Sis Fire Girl, right, was the only character in that film to take on a Wizard King and whoop her ass by herself. By herself. Let me just put that out there. She was the only one to beat a Wizard King, no help, no ass pulls, no ridiculous powers, no stealing of powers, no nothing. Fists. She put the fisticuffs up. That's all she needed. She just needed the dukes. Let me give you 5 seconds to sit with that. She just needed the dukes. She said, I'm not even finna up my grimoire. Crazy enough, I've never seen Homegirl pull out a grimoire. In the anime, I've never seen her pull out a grimoire. Wild. But she said, I don't even need to up my grimoire on your ass. I'm finna beat you. Goated. She is arguably the strongest currently in the Black Clover Kingdom. In the Clover Kingdom. I'm just because to be able to be, and that was set. That film was set before, which is another thing. I know it's a film, but why would? Here's another thing. This is another reason why I give it a 7.5. Because, so if you've watched Black Clover, right, you know that towards the manga of the anime, when I believe it's the Spade Kingdom, when they invade, right, when the Spade Kingdom invades, and they're on the hunt for these incarnate, is it incarnate? Arcane stage mages, right? They're on the search for Yami. They're on the search for William, right? Is it William Vengeance? Yeah, they're on the search for Captain Vengeance and Captain Yami, right? So when these Spade Kingdom mages, right, are invading, right, and they're looking for these arcane stages people, and they get to the Black Bull, they get to the Black Bulls version of the anime, right, where I don't know what's bro's name, Dante or the king, right, the king, I believe his name is Dante. He's the gravity guy. Gravity and either way it goes, bro's a weirdo, right? So it comes to him versus the Black Bulls, right? If you've watched that sequence, right, then you know that Asta doesn't really tap into actually using his devil powers, like his devil powers actually becoming a part of him. He gains one of the devil's arms, one of Liu Bei's arms. That doesn't become a part of him until then, right? Until they're running with the Spade Kingdom. Tell me why in this film it's set before those events, right? In the anime. It's all the events in the film on Netflix that just dropped. All of that is set before any of the Spade Kingdom, any of that, right? So why in the hell does Asta have that power? In the film, they show him with the power to access his demon arm. He shouldn't even know that that's a thing. Miss me. 7.5 out of 10. Miss me with that. You can just tell the pacing. Another thumbnail. The pacing, no. No, sir. The pacing was not it, right? Again, because within the first 10 minutes, they're already introducing the big bad. Within the first 10 minutes, they're already introducing the big bad. Within the next 20 minutes, they're already killing off the main, the good characters, right? There was, within the first, 25 minutes, they've already shipped. And that's another thing. How do you ship off? That's another issue that I didn't. Look, 7.5. Another issue that I didn't like is how do you ship off your main character from the fight? 7.5. I can go on about this for another 10 minutes. I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I only got y'all for a lunch period. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm pivoting off of Black Clover because, again, the animation carried it. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. Come up with your own conclusion. But for me, personal opinion, 7.5. That's what it gets. It gets a 7.5 out of 10. It had peak moments. It had lackluster moments. Go watch it for yourself. It's on Netflix. It dropped. I'm sorry if you don't have Netflix. Get Netflix. If you don't like Netflix, 1, 2, 3 movies. I don't even know, bro. I don't know. But anyways, to pivot off that, right, or to try to pivot off that, I can't. I was on again. I'm on socials. I'm always on socials. Trying to figure out ways to topics and things like that, right? But I'm on socials, right, and I came across like a TikTok video or something or the other that basically premised the question: do you think the whole life would suit you? And here's what I mean by that. I feel like everybody, right? Everybody from guys to girls to theys to thems to ye's to everybody under the sun, right? If you live on this earth and you're of age to hoe around, you hoe around, right? But I feel like it doesn't suit everybody. Right? The whole life isn't really made for everybody. There's some people who try. They really do. They really try. But they're just lover people. You know, they were just made to wear their heart on their sleeves, right? And give their heart out. So my question is, do you think the whole life would suit you? Because for me, I tried the whole life, right? I ain't built for it. I ain't built for it. I ain't built for it in the sense of like, to me, here's what the whole life entails, right? It entails of you smashing back tings like every other week. Like, if nothing else, your week is lined up with 1 to 2 people you gonna be talking to and you gonna be hitting, right? If nothing else, right? You got a lineup. You got a roster per se, right? You're going out, right? You're meeting new people to try and add them to the roster, right? You're you know, this, that, and the third, right? You're not testing back to people. You're doing your own thing, but also in other people's faces, right? So that way you can have the social part of the whole life, but also the solitary part of the whole life, right? Of doing your own thing. But here's why I say the whole life isn't for me. Because I don't want to be in everybody's face like that. Like, I tried it. I really did. And I realized it's not even like, the thing is, a lot of people try the whole life, like post-breakup, right? Like post-heartbreak, post-breakup, they're like, the streets is calling. The streets called. I picked up. I then shut that because it's not even that I couldn't operate in the streets, bro. If I wanted to, right hand on the table, this mother is cheating, right? If I wanted to really operate in the streets, I could probably rack up, right? But the thing is, y'all boring, bro. The streets is boring. What do you mean I gotta be out here meeting new people who let's be honest, y'all don't really be having nothing to talk about for real. Y'all don't really be having nothing to talk about for real. Who one-dimensional people, NPCs is what I call y'all. You feel me? Cause I sometimes in my job, bro, I be listening to some of y'all's conversations. I swear to God, they don't be about nothing. I swear to you, they don't be about nothing. Anything. Even the conversations I have with my coworkers don't be about nothing. So when I say the whole life isn't for me, simply because I want to have meaningful conversations, even if sometimes they are random conversations. I want to have fun conversations, and y'all don't be about nothing, bro. So here's what I will say about about street life, right? That whole like lustful era, right? Of like when you've been in the streets for a minute, that's peak. That's peak. Not gonna lie to you. That's a good era to be in. I haven't. I've more or less fantasized about it, right? But that's a good era to be in. That lustful era, but that beginning stage of like, oh, we just out here to be out here. No. So right now, the whole life ain't for me. But is the whole life for you? Because there's some friends. Speaking of which, there's some friends that I have personally who I'm like, you would do well in the streets. You would do so well in the streets. Just dip your toe. Just dip your toe. Just thumbnail opportunity. Just dip your toe in it for just like a summer. That's the real peak streets, peak whole life. Dip your toe in it for the summer. And I might do that. Hey, summer started in Texas. Not according to my calendar and not according to my Apple weather map. But summer started in Texas. I don't care what nobody's saying. But dip your toe in the streets for a summer just to see, you feel me, what it's like. What the whole, like, whether or not the whole life would suit you. Just, if you're in a relationship that does not apply to you. But honestly, if you are in a relationship and you, look, I don't want to stop. There's no reason to stop nobody from hoeing around. People are gonna be who they want to be. You feel me? And if they want to hoe around while they in a relationship, I done met a couple. I'm not gonna bait nobody's name, but I done been a part of a couple instances where people wanted to hoe around while they're in a relationship. Be who you want to be. You feel me? Be who you are. A trash individual. I'm sorry. You are a trash individual. Be who you want to be, right? I'm pointing the camera over here. I'm pointing over here. Be who you want to be. You feel me? But also just realize, you probably shouldn't be doing that, right? Why would you want to choose to be a trash individual? But either way it goes, for this summer, for any summers, right, where you feel like the streets is for me, dip your toe in that. I might meet you out there. You feel me? I'm enjoying my do you. What did the artist say? The artist, like I told y'all, the artist said, only been a few hours, but it feel like days. No, skip that part. He said, I guess I'm doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. Brent is the motto for this. For me, Brent is the motto for this summer. And it's mainly because the toxicity is going to be great. But Brent is the motto for this summer. Speaking of summer, to pivot off that, Texas and Marie, you got me fucked up. How you going to be 113 degrees? Yes, how you going to be 113 degrees on Thursday and then raining on Friday? Get it together. Texas and Marie the third Junior, Leviticus 5. Get it together. 113 degrees, and then raining that same evening. People, wear your sunscreen because it's hot out. Wear your deodorant. I don't want to smell nobody stinking. Wear your cologne. Wear your perfume. Wear whatever you gotta wear to not stink. Take your shower. Wash your ass. Do all that. Fellas, I'm sorry. You can't have if it rains in Texas, you can't have an umbrella. These aren't my rules. Alright? The streets are saying this. These aren't my rules. Me personally, I have an umbrella. It comes with a cane. Or it comes with a little hook. I look like a pimp daddy. You feel me? Pimp daddy. I look like a pimp. I look classy. If you gonna have an umbrella, make sure it's a classy umbrella. Cause I'm a fan of umbrellas. Kinda. You know, I got big jackets and with hoodies. Cause anyways. But with that being said, thank you for letting me take up your lunch period. I know you gotta get back to the grind. Look, it's Monday. You feel me? I get it. My day also starts on Monday. So I understand, you know. The grind is a everyday question of why. But you do it because you have to, right? So again, thank you for letting me take up your lunch period. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Your Story podcast with yours truly, Rodney J. Salter Q, the applause track. I know it's, trust me, it's going to be in there somewhere. You probably not going to hear my voice, and if you do, it is what it is. But it's going to be in there somewhere. Go ahead and really rock with me. Really rock with me. Dougie on the beat. And with that being said, again, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell. If you're listening to my sultry voice on the Spotify's, like, follow, hit the bell, leave a rating, 5 stars preferable. Say it with your chest if you got to. Till next time, this has been a treat. Take your shots, drink responsibly, watch Black Clover. Peace. The artist said, my new girl built like Halle Berry. My new girl built like Halle Berry. She don't love me, she too scary. My old girl fine like Jackie Brown. Let me get Malcolm X real quick. My new girl built like Halle Berry. Meaning, she is both fine and beautiful. She is both slender and Coke body shaped. You feel me? She got Pixar mom build, you know, Elastigirl frame, you know, sex appeal. Y'all seen Halle Berry in Monster Ball, you know, but also but she's the new girl, even though she's built like Halle Berry, she don't love me because she's too scary. She is afraid of the love. But my old girl, my old girl, is fine like Jackie Brown. Now, when I first heard the lyrics, my old girl fine like Jackie Brown, I immediately thought of, I was like, huh? What are we talking about here? But I gotta look up who Jackie Brown is, because that's in my head. I'm like, what is the artist talking? What is my boy Brent talking about when he says that? Jackie Brown is a baseball player. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I will tell you this, Brent Faiyaz is on repeat for this summer. Because I'm outside. Anyways. I just went to bullshit. In a 5, in a 4, in a 3, in a 2,